Welcome to a new episode of CBFU from the shop. This is the week of November 4th, 2015.
And we've got a great batch of books for you this week, so let's just jump right into it. I'll kick it off with Warren Ellis's Ian Fleming's James Bond issue number 1. Sorry, I got 007 in the brain. But no, this is a big week for Bond. The new movie hits theaters and a new book to go along with it. It kind of feels like a bit of this book takes place in the movie universe, just because you have the African-American Moneypenny.
Yeah.
Which
they made Moneypenny black.
I was like, oh cool, black Moneypenny. And then you flip the next page and you're like, hey, M's black too. This is awesome. But no, this is a great book, and I think that
Ralph Fiennes is going, what?
Yeah, I know, right? He must. I mean, unless they put him in blackface for the next movie, which I would be okay with.
That's a strong choice.
But this book actually starts like a James Bond movie, where you have the elongated chase scene, and it just, them displaying James Bond being the absolute badass that he is. And it's a slow burn, and by the end of the issue, you kind of have an idea where the book is going. But overall, I think this was a great introduction for a James Bond series. It's just, if you were looking for something a little bit more fast-paced, this isn't it. But if you're a fan of the James Bond novels, you'll know that it's more about intrigue and spy than just explosions, cars, and sexy women. So
I like it. I feel like it was definitely slow, and maybe more of like an introduction to James Bond than I really needed in a book. But still really good, and the art is great too.
Yeah.
What was it, Masters? It is Jason Masters, which is an awesome name.
I like that.
But I see, this is why it's kind of confusion, because you do have that element that makes it feel like it's a movie James Bond book, but at the same time, it's so much from the novels, where it's James Bond is just like, this grizzled, hardened super spy rather than this crazy suave type of thing. So it's good that he tried to strike that balance, but it could be confusing for some, because in one instance he's trying to explain that this isn't your movie James Bond, but then you have the black Moneypenny, you have the quirky dialogue in some instances where he's talking to his handler. So I don't know, let's see where it goes, but I'm excited. I would definitely give it 7 out of 10 Lugos.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Really good first issue. Okay, our next book, this is another of the Darkseid War one-shots. This is Darkseid War The Flash by Rob Williams and art by Jesus Marino. And Rob Williams has been doing some great work on the Martian Manhunter series. I've really been enjoying him on that. So I was really looking forward to this one-shot. And the Batman Darkseid War one-shot was really good last week. It was a really good one-shot. It really fit. It added to the character and what was going on in Darkseid War. This pretty much does not add anything to the Darkseid War.
What was the summary we came up with? Hey, I'm dead.
I'm dead.
And hey, I'm dead.
And if you don't accept me, this could happen. And it's basically 22 pages of that. First of all, the art by Jason Marino is not very good. It looks very rushed, especially when you compare it to the art on the Batman one shot and like Jason Favok on JLA and Manipul on the JLA. It's just a really step down from that kind of artwork.
It just seemed like they had this one chance, because they're all one-shots at the beginning with these characters. You get one chance to give them a day in the life of this new character, of this new god. And rather than a day in the life, we got a daydream for the Flash. Yeah. This whole book boils down to a daydream. Honestly, it's like...
Yeah, like Batman was like, Batman had all this power, let's see what he'll do with it, right? Yeah. And Flash has all this power.
Let's see him run away from it for 22
minutes. Let's see Flash fantasize about all this power for a couple of pages.
Yeah. There's no... the Batman took it to where it's going to be continued in JLA. This pretty much ends the exact
place where it begins.
There's no forward momentum of the story. It's just, Flash runs away at the end of the last issue of JLA. And then he comes back 2 seconds later, and that's this book.
Yep.
That's pretty much it.
He was actually going for 2 seconds.
Yeah, literally 2 seconds, that's it. This wasn't a very good book. It's not as good as the Batman one. I hope some of the other one-shots will be better, but this I would give it 3 out of 10 Lugos.
I wouldn't give it. Yeah.
Would you give it how many Tonys would you give it?
I'd give it a whole bunch of Tonys.
Tony is I have to add 2 Lugos to make a Tony, so I guess it would be... It would be 5 Lugos. I have to add 2.
I thought Tonys were on the negative scale, so we're on
Tony's rating scale.
Yeah. Oh, for a DC book?
DC book.
Tony asks you to put 2 on every DC book. But if you were just giving it Tonys instead of Lugos, it would be 13 Lugos. Yeah. 13 Tonys.
You have to add a certain amount of Lugos.
26 Tonys for this one, right?
Yeah,
pretty much.
It's bad, exactly.
It's bad.
Speaking of bad books.
Next we have Drax by my former WWE champion and probably future UFC jobber CM Punk, co-written by Colin Bunn.
What happens
and
when
drawn
you
by Scott Hepburn?
What happens when you give a comic book to a wrestler to write?
Well, first of all, half the book has no words.
There's that.
And actually, but you know what? CM Punk is a guy who was very good on the mic. He was very wordy, and he was good with his words. But not in this comic.
I don't remember him ever saying Thanos, 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 Thanos.
He does say clobber in time a lot, and that's that joke in the beginning.
Oh man.
But yeah, that was the best part of the comic when he said his clobbering time.
The problem with that book is that it
clobbering
starts off, and if you read the preview for Drax #1, you see him working with the Guardians, and it seems like they're kind of building Drax up to be this barbaric badass that we know him to be.
Yeah.
But after that, and he goes off on his own, he becomes this slapstick, jokey character that is just completely far removed from the Drax that we know and love.
He's a Batista in this book.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is Batista.
Yeah.
Which, if you're a wrestling fan, you wouldn't know how ironic that is. That CM Punk is writing Batista into this comic. But you know, it had like its moment, and its moment was in like the first 2 pages, and after that, it's just a joke, and it's not the Drax that I want to see in a comic.
Was like,
I feel like you could write a Drax that rivaled like a Punisher Max series.
Yeah.
It would be fantastic. But this is just a joke.
it was like Bunn was kind of teaching CM Punk how to ride a bike, you know, and like, you know how you hold on to something and you let it ride, and then you just let it go.
Come on,
But he
kid, go,
fell.
go.
Yeah, he didn't just fall. The bike went on fire. It was crazy. It was such a disaster.
But if you were just saw the movie, have no knowledge of Drax whatsoever,
Oh, if you love
would this book work for you?
yes, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
If you had no knowledge of anything, Drax,
110%.
yeah?
Really?
Okay.
I don't even know if I would. I mean, like, and
This is Drax for little kids.
yeah. Okay.
If I had to sell it, if you want more Guardians of the Galaxy characters, and you have a young reader and they're interested in the Guardians, and Drax was particularly their favorite, then this book's perfect for them. But if you know the character to be like this Avenger, you know, trying to get his revenge against Thanos, then this is an insult, honestly, to that character.
Like, this is a character that is definitely never gonna even come close to Thanos.
yeah, like put those knives away and go home.
You're gonna hurt yourself. So that said, I'll give it like 2 Lugos because he put an effort in. I
Yeah,
guess.
2 of those,
But like
the art wasn't completely about this.
yeah, Sack like nowhere even near the pint. Sack's at home.
And for our final book of this week, we have much anticipated Extraordinary X-Men #1 by Jeff Lemire and Humberto Ramos. And this was a solid #1. Man, this book. It kind of brings you back, I remember Sam said it, back to the formation of the all-new X-Men squad. When you had Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, and Wolverine first join the team, where it's like they have to go off and recruit all their members, their most prominent members, to fight this this problem that they can't all face alone. And at the same time, it builds up off of everything that's happened into the X-Men from the past decade. And you know, it's kind of sucks to see the X-Men in such dire and bleak restraints again, but it's someplace that's so common and where they work so
But
well.
they're always at their best when they're in like
Exactly. It's
the
kind of hard to
bottom.
complain. You know, you want them to get their happy ending, but at the same time, you love watching them struggle.
Yeah. That's when they're at their best, when they're being cornered into like the back, and they have to fight their way back.
This was great in that, and we catch up with the X-Men because you know everything in the all-new Marvel universe is 8 months later after Secret Wars, and this war has broken out between the X-Men and the Inhumans. Terrigen Mist apparently is toxic to the X-Men. It's making them infertile and giving them Mpox, which is like this new legacy virus type disease, I guess. But apparently it affects humans too, because
I don't get that because they never mentioned it anywhere else.
But
I wonder if it's just like the fear of the disease and it's going to spread more than it's actually spreading.
Humans, on top of hating mutants for them being super jelly, they hate them because there's this virus out there that apparently could affect them too.
And whatever Cyclops did.
And apparently Cyclops is
because they repeat that
again.
repeat that 3 times. We have to make people forgive us for whatever Cyclops did.
Yeah.
And they repeat that at least
I'm trying to
twice.
think, like, did I miss something?
We don't know what Cyclops did yet, but apparently it was really bad enough so that the X-Men are living in somewhere called X-Haven, and it's like this someplace we don't know where it is yet. But man, this book it gets you excited for more to come.
Yeah, it has a great cliffhanger. The last 3 pages are really, really cool.
Yeah,
And even though a couple of our colleagues don't like Ramos' art,
oh no! Yeah, I was just about to touch on that. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head.
it's great. I love it in this book.
best Ramos's art has been since Messiah Complex.
Give me all those
Yeah,
lunchboxes.
if I had
No,
no
this is like his artwork on when he did his independent book Crimson. It's like on that level. It's really
very
good.
refined.
The
Yeah.
Colossus stuff in this book
Yeah.
was beautiful.
Yeah, definitely. He gets the metallic and Colossus pretty well.
Yeah.
Who's doing the ink on this? Alazaba?
Yeah.
Alazaba.
Abba Zabba?
Alazaba. Victor Alazaba. Yeah, but no, it's a great book all around. I definitely give it 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I would too.
Definitely.
And Jeff Lemire really gets the characters. So
Yeah.
really
This
good.
is certainly not JLU.
Yeah, not at all.
This is the team he gets.
Well, that's it for us from CBFU from the shop for this week. We'll be back next week with all new books. Have a great week and go out and buy some comics.
Bye, guys.